Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham HaKodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there, listening, learning, and or teaching the truth in sincerity. Shalom. All right, Akim. So, I just saw one of the elder brothers, I believe, post this. Let's see here. It's from GMS Standing Firm 2. He posted this. I don't know if he's an elder or not, but I know that he posted this on his page. So I just grabbed it and thought it'd be a good idea to make a lesson off of this, man, because I started thinking about, a similar situation that I saw a friend of mine get into, and how, this is a very similar spirit that Jake gets into, man. All right. For whatever reason, Jake wants to get into that simp mentality, and they let's just read it. It says, Eddie Ray Hill Jr., 48, rest in peace, Texas man, fatally shot trying to protect a co-worker from her estranged husband. Okay, let's get that word estranged. An estranged husband is a spouse from whom a woman is legally separated, living apart, or deeply alienated, but to whom she is still legally married. Okay, she is still legally married. Okay, the couple no longer lives together and usually communicates little or not at all. Not a legal term. So it's not a divorce either. So, it's a weird situation, and I've heard of this before. I don't know too much about it or why they're doing that. Okay, but let's get back into it here. It's just going into the story. And actually, before we do, I want to bring out a point, because now that we're talking about this, well, what does consummate a marriage? All right, we know that signing a paper with the government is not marriage. That doesn't matter. Okay, now, if you do sign a paper with a government, then yes, you are married, but you don't have to do all that to be married, I should say. I don't want anyone to get confused. So what do I mean by that? Let's see. This is Genesis 24 and 67. And Isaac brought her, let's go back. Okay, it's talking about Rebecca, but we ain't got to read all that. We know it's talking about Rebecca. This is Genesis 24:67. And Isaac brought her into his mother's tent and took Rebecca, right? So 24:67 in the blue letter. Because this word took is going to tell you. Let's go into the word took. H3947, laqua. It means to take, to fetch, to lay hold of, to seize. Okay? To take a wife, to marry. Okay? So basically, look, to carry off, to capture, to seize. So what happened here? Okay, Isaac took Rebecca into the tent and had sex with her, and now Rebecca is his wife. There was no ceremony. He just took her into the tent, laid hands on her, and popped her, and that made him and her husband and wife. Okay, this is how we did it in the ancient world. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Right. So basically, that's the point, man. What makes marriage is you having sex with a woman. Now, it's safe to say, if a man has sex with a woman and they sign a paper with Esau, with the government, that they're married. Okay? So, if a woman's married on paper, or if she's having sex with a man, it's safe to assume that they are married. Okay? Now, where's the problem arise is these wormy guys out here that love to commit adultery. They get into these deep conversations with these women who have men, right? Or you'll ask them, you got a boyfriend? Well, it's complicated. All that bullshit. Hey, look, if a woman don't straight up tell you that she's single and ready to mingle, then throw that bitch in the trash where she belongs, man. That's a fucking hoe. And you're gonna get your life taken by acting stupid out here, man. Okay? If she's telling you that we're estranged, well, we're legally married, but this and that, hey, she don't know what the fuck is going on. If you really want that woman, go to the man and ask him. Okay? Because the man is the one that controls the marriage, not the woman. Okay? And the woman, we know how women are, man. They lie in circles. Okay? They lie and lie and lie. You can't believe nothing a woman says, man. Okay? But let's get into this real quick. Eddie Ray Hill Jr., 48, is being remembered as a hero after police say he tried stepping in to protect a female co-worker during a domestic violence situation at a Texarkana aluminum plant. According to investigators, the woman's estranged husband allegedly showed up to the job site and opened fire during the confrontation. Hill reportedly attempted to intervene before being fatally shot. You see? Mind your fucking business, man. You see? And I believe somebody posted, let's see. Somebody had posted, it's probably his work husband or her work husband. But basically, yeah, hey, they would probably had a little thing going on at work. You know, so we tell you, man, don't get involved with these women who are, you know, married, whether they be married on paper or if they have a quote unquote boyfriend. Okay, that's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. She's taken. Okay, but you want to finagle your way in there and get her side of the story only. That's where you failed, because that's not wisdom. The scriptures tells us that the man is the head of the woman. So the woman could blabber and say whatever she's going to say. And then look what happens. You try to step in thinking she's in the right. But that man put him to death. Okay, so he didn't get the other side of the story because he was in that woman worshiping mentality. The woman is always right. Okay, the man is always wrong. You know, that sort of a thing. So it says, according to investigators, and we read that. Let's go down. It says, police say the suspect who allegedly shot and injured his wife before later dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound after fleeing and being confronted by officers. Authorities revealed the suspect had previously been convicted of first-degree murder back in 2010 and was released on parole earlier this year. Yeah, and this woman chose that man. So who's the dummy? Who's the bad person? Okay, you women, you have the option to choose in this society. Okay, and it shows that that option shouldn't be given to you, because look who you choose. Okay, now that's on one end. On the other end, it could be justified. Maybe she was a cheating bitch, a cheating demon, man. What does the scripture say about that? Leviticus 20:10, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Okay, so the man who cheated, the man who has sex with that woman, both the man and the woman gotta die, man. That's according to the Bible, man, because when a man and a woman get together in a marriage, okay, that's sacred. They're one flesh now. That's a whole legacy. That's a whole life that you're building together. And for another man to destroy that, and for that woman to give consent unto that man to destroy that, it's a terrible, terrible sin, man. That's how you destroy families, man. Okay, and so the punishment is death. Okay, but in this society, America, Babylon, you see that the dynamic is upside down, man. And a guy like this, they'll call him crazy, but at the end of the day, jealousy is the rage of a man. Let's get that in the Proverbs, man. And I'm not saying, you know, if your woman does this to you, I'm not telling you to put nobody to death. We're supposed to use more wisdom and care in this world, because in this world, okay, we're as sheep amongst wolves, man. This devil Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is looking for any reason to lock our people up. So, if you got a woman like this, just leave her, walk away, get rid of her, ghost her, okay? Don't deal with women like this. If you know your woman is out there and she's not obeying you, okay, she wants to go out and do this and do that and wear all this makeup and dress with her ass crack showing, that woman belongs to the streets. You ought to know better. And a lot of women, of course, they're going to be more low-key about it. So, you got to be weary with that too. Okay, but these women have been on pedestals for all this time, man. There's nothing wrong. We kicking a bitch to the curb, man. Especially in today's time, you got to do it because these women are out of control. They have no chill. They just do whatever the fuck they want. And this devil Esau, he backs them up with the barrel of a gun. Okay? So you can't tell your woman what to do or what not to do. All she got to do is call the police and make some shit up. And next thing you're guilty until proven innocent, man. Okay? But this is Proverbs 6:32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Right? Once you know a motherfucker is like this, you like, yeah, that guy's a grimy ass nigga. That guy ain't shit. Don't bring him around my woman. Yeah, I knew a guy that did this type of shit, man. We had another friend, and he was acting real friendly, like, oh yeah, going to his house every day, like, oh yeah, I gotta telling all these stories, and oh yeah, let's watch the game, and blah blah blah. Oh, you got any female family members, and blah blah blah, and asking strange questions. And then next thing you know, he brings his wife over one day, and this dude starts flirting up the wife, blah blah blah. Then next thing you know, his wife is going to his house, right? So the married man's wife is going to the other guy's house. And I go there one day to the other guy's house not knowing this. And then he opens the door for me. I'm like, hey, what's going on, dog? Blah, blah, blah. We just chopping it up. And I see this woman sitting down there. And I'm like, oh, what's up with that? Where's the other guy? Oh, he's not here. We're just hanging out. We're just chopping it up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, man. I took him aside. I'm like, bro, you can't chop it up with some other man's woman in your house. What's wrong with you? And he's like, oh, dude, it's nothing, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, they're together, and they moved away, far away, together. And from what I've been hearing, that woman's putting hell on him. So the Lord is judging him through that woman. You see? And there's a whole lot more behind that story. But the point being, okay, that's wickedness, man. You may not get put to death right away, because this type of shit happens all the time, but the Lord may judge you through that woman, man. And we know these women could put hell on men as just as bad as a man could put hell on a woman, man. Because these women, like I said, they got Esau backing them. So you hit them, you go to jail. You don't hit them, you lose your goddamn mind, because they'll just keep doing whatever they want. So you really just have to have the discipline to get rid of these hoes, man. But anyway, back to the point. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. That's right. Jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And did he spare in the day of vengeance? No, he did not. So what's the lesson? Mind your fucking business, man. Don't talk with women who say they have a husband, who say they're separated. Separated is still married, according to Esau's laws. Or if a woman's have a boyfriend, or if she's seeing somebody else, okay, you got to be careful even if they tell you they're single, because a lot of times they ain't. You see? And this motherfucker, all he had to do was mind his own goddamn business, bro. She ain't even yours, and you worried about her ex-boyfriend or her husband, her estranged husband beating her ass. That's not your fucking business, man. You don't know what happened between them. That's not your business. Let's go back. It says, he will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts, right? There's no making up for that, man. Once he finds out you were fucking his girl, he's gonna put your ass to death. Especially if you gonna buck up against him when he's trying to give her an ass whooping for who knows what. We don't know what she did to deserve that ass whooping. But see, when you live in America, Babylon, a woman tells you a man's beating her. That's one side of the story. Everybody automatically sides with that woman. Oh yeah, that guy is bad automatically. Yeah. We don't know what she did. She could have been cheating on him. She could have been fucking 10 other dudes on the marriage bed, and he only found about 1 or 2, but he suspects that she's fucking multiple guys and lying to him. Okay? Of course that'll make any man lose his mind, especially in this society, because in this society the woman can do no wrong. So everybody's against you. And then some grimy ass nigga from a job that she has is gonna step in when you done blown a head gasket. You gotta be a goddamn fool to get between that. Okay? Just like I said, these women lie all the time. Let's get Sirach 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right? 9 times out of 10, these women doing these crazy shits, these crazy things, they get into these situations. 9 out of 10 times, they're the problem. But they're not going to tell you that, and we know how women talk, man. They going to mix up the story and take things out and add things in and make it look like she's the perfect victim. And you feel like Superman stepping in there and being a little adulterer and stepping between her and her real man. Your ass gonna get put to death because you didn't mind your fucking business. So what if he's treating her bad, man? That's what a man and his woman do. That's none of your fucking business, man. Okay? Oh, well, he didn't treat her right. He did her dirty. He cheated on her. Men can't cheat. That's another thing you people need to get through your fucking head. Men cannot cheat. If a man is with a woman and he sleeps with 10 other women, that's not a sin. That he didn't do anything to her, because the woman was created for the man, not the man for the woman. This is why these modern retarded ass relationships don't work, bro. A man's got to be over here holding his nuts 30 days until the woman finally gets horny. We don't got time for that shit, man. The Lord created the man to be fruitful. We supposed to have multiple wives. Okay? And a woman's sex drive is too weak. Well, she needs to learn how to share, man. But this society won't let you do that. You see? So that's why Paul said it's better to be single, man, because you're gonna have a lot of weariness in the flesh, roughly paraphrasing, dealing with all these hoes and their attitude, and possibly she's committing adultery and so on and so forth. It's just like, it's too much, right? But let's get this, Sirach 11:9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners, right? Hey, who gives a fuck if this man is beating his woman or this woman is doing this and that? That's their business. At that point, you find out she's dealing with a man on any type of level, that bitch ain't never gonna hear from me again. All right, but you guys that like to linger and stick around, okay, you're gonna get what's coming to you. All right, this is Sirach 11:10. My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing, right? And this man could not escape by fleeing. He got put to death. He has a daughter, from what it seems. But he's too stupid to see that he shouldn't be in another man's business. Okay? That's what happens when you listen to a woman. A woman who will lead you where? To the fucking grave. Because these women are wicked as all hell. Look, she got herself killed, her work boyfriend killed, and her estranged husband killed. All right, I believe she got killed. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't really say, but she probably got killed too. And if not, then damn, she should really feel bad, because she started the whole thing. And she's still out here, and 2 men got put 6 feet under because of her dumb ass. You see? Hey, it ain't worth it, Akim. So let this be a lesson, man, to those of you who are new. Okay, if a woman says it's complicated, if a woman says she has an estranged husband, she's separated, or she's hanging out with her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband a lot, it's safe to assume they're together. Okay, and for you to get between that because XYZ, oh, he doesn't treat her right, blah, 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 your ass deserves what's coming to you, man. All right? Because again, the woman was created for the man, not the man for the woman. The woman is always right in this society, but in the true wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Bible, usually the man is right because the woman is the weaker vessel, man. She's the one that listened to the serpent and caused death to come into the world. So these women are demons, man. It's time to realize that, man. Everything you was taught in society is wrong. This whole thing about men are monsters. Yeah, there's bad men out there, but the majority of evil comes through these women, man. All right, let's get that again. Sirach 25:19, and there's more in this whole chapter. Look at this. Sirach 25:24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And through her we all die. Let this be a lesson, Akim. With that, I want to finish by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there listening, learning, and or teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom wa abba babal. Shalom.